Hello, and welcome to the darkest timeline.
Film podcast.
Hello, and welcome to the darkest timeline.
Motherfuckers!
Today we watched.
Well, today we messed up. Today I messed up,
It's true.
and we didn't get to watch A Good Day to Die Hard. We're not going to get into why. But luckily, I brought a backup movie. And that backup movie is the beautiful
Witch Hunter.
The Last Witch Hunter.
Oh. Although it turns out it's not the last Witch Hunter. There's probably gonna be a sequel.
Well, it didn't do so well, so there's doubts about whether that's going to happen.
Yeah, but this is Vin Diesel's D&D character. He's gonna make it happen.
Yeah, really? It didn't do so well? Shocking.
Let's back the truck up
Seriously,
here for a second.
when I first saw the trailer, like on TV, I was like, that ain't gonna do well.
No.
That movie is not gonna make back its money.
Let's back the truck up here and talk about why this movie was made. Dylan, would you tell us the premise of this movie? You don't have to give us the whole plot.
Well,
but just,
but
how did it get greenlit?
In 2012, Vin Diesel was talking to, I can't remember his name, Mr. Screenwriter Man, and about a long-running Witch Hunter D&D character, that Dungeons and Dragons character that he had played as for a long period of time, and that inspired the screenwriter to write a screenplay about said D&D character. And Vin Diesel even played his own character, and you can really see him being himself in this movie.
So, for the remainder of this podcast, as an homage, I will be playing my longest-running D&D character by the name,
No, you're not.
of
Please
Get
don't. Are you
me outta
serious? Are
here.
you kidding?
Nim.
Wait,
You had to think about that, so I feel like you're lying.
I've had 3 of them that went for many years, yes.
were they all
Okay.
elves?
None of them were elves.
I'm
A name
going.
like Nim is very elfish.
He was a changeling.
Okay, I've got to preface this. Dave is the only one of us who is a long-running D&D player. Dylan and I played once, and that's it. Brett has never played at all.
No, I just listen to D&D podcasts like a real weirdo.
Yep, that's pretty weird, Brett.
Yep.
Wait, you do?
I do.
Yeah, that's weird.
The Adventure Zone. It's very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dave is the only one who's a huge nerd.
Don't you mean Nim?
Dave is a huge nerd.
Yeah. Nim is a big idiot.
He's the master of a thieves guild. Thank
He's
you very
a
much.
master.
I'm sorry,
of-
we're talking about a movie right now. Please, let's continue with that.
I kind of want to rip it at Nim for a little while, though.
You'll be able to throughout, I
Yeah, that's a good
guarantee
point,
it.
that's a good point.
Could Nim changeling himself into a better character?
He did towards the end.
Okay, I'm not going to ask you to explain that, but I
Yeah,
might
I
ask
also
later.
I don't want to hear the story.
That was
But,
supposed
yeah.
to be deprecating humor, but turned out it was true. Okay, yeah, let's actually continue with the real podcast then.
All right. So,
Vin Diesel's an immortal witch hunter. He killed a witch queen. She made him immortal, only not really, because she was keeping her heart alive. And in present day, she got someone to bring her back to life with her heart, and she stole the immortality back, and then he killed her and got the immortality back again. Woo! End of movie. Possibly sequel. On to the podcast.
also, Ingrid?
I think an egret's a bird.
Ingrid from...
An egret is a bird.
From,
Yeah.
You know nothing, Jon Snow. That woman from...
It's awful. It's more like, nothing Jon Snow.
Yeah,
God,
from
that's
Game of
awful.
Thrones. She was in it, and she was one of the only good parts of the movie.
She
made that... She made it bearable.
Yeah. She dragged this movie to the finish line.
Yeah, I always in my notes I always refer to her as redheaded witch hipster. So yeah, she dragged Vin Diesel mumbling and murmuring all the way to the finish line of this movie.
I love that moment where she has the mumble of the movie though when they're in his house and she's like,
Well, she was like, I need a but she like says some ingredient that doesn't exist in reality, so it didn't register as a word to
but it
anyone.
made it even. It was like a long sentence. She said. I kind of feel like she thought the actual line that was written was so terrible. She's like, I'm just gonna just f it up. Just
Vin Diesel's like, don't worry, we're gonna fix it in post.
Yeah.
Or given everything else that was said in this movie, I doubt that.
It was a pretty bad film,
You'd
right?
be surprised how much of this movie was fixed in post.
That
We would.
said,
They even
okay.
put all the CGI in post.
So yeah, there's a witch hunter running around New York killing witches.
Yeah.
But witches are not like they're kind of the oppressed female minority. Or at
there
least,
are males.
but they're males too, but they're kind of a representative of or I should say, Vin Diesel is a representation of the patriarchy.
Wait, right now,
he
Dave
just
is
takes-
petting his dog like Dr. No from James Bond. It is so creepy looking from across the table.
Dr.
I'm
No
sorry.
had a cat.
I'm sorry. Yes, I know. Nim is petting his dog like Dr. No.
Thank you.
Don't humor him.
Thank you. I will also respond to Lord Nightshade.
Okay.
Oh God, really?
Jesus, for
No. Guys, we're going to call him that for the rest of the podcast. I mean, every episode.
No, please don't make me do that.
Lord Nightshade.
got Sneaky Vod, Lord Nightshade.
And Dylan and Ian.
Well, we're working on it.
We'll get there,
It
guys.
gotta be. It has to be organic.
I'll give you Sneaky Vod. You want it?
No.
Yeah.
Although I am also sneaky with my vodka. So
And Brad also has the Arbiter of Hate.
Oh, yes.
Arbiter of Hate. To be fair, though, Lord Nightshade's sleight of hand was off the charts.
yeah, shut up about your D&D character. I swear to God, we're doing something about a movie here, but I can't remember for the life of
I
me.
think that's what
that's
Vin Diesel
right.
said every time he woke up.
Zing.
Oh, there's a movie
This
right
wasn't
somewhere.
This wasn't a movie for Vin Diesel. This was life for Vin Diesel.
He still thinks it's
he
going
was-
on.
He was
Passion
just role
project.
playing.
Yeah.
He was just role playing still. He was like, I do this every weekend in the basement anyway.
Who does he invite to do this?
Barry and the
No,
guys.
I want
of
to feel like
course.
it's like Toby Maguire.
No.
And like,
Judi Dench.
Judi Dench.
was introduced to role playing through Mr. Vin Diesel himself.
oh, please don't throw the Mister in front of Diesel.
Mr.
sorry,
Vin Diesel himself.
Professor Vin Diesel,
That's not accurate.
doctor of kicking ass and taking names.
Okay.
How good was the CGI?
Terrible.
You hate everything, Brett. You don't
Well,
get an
was it
opinion.
good?
It was
Yeah.
actually
The
okay.
CGI was pretty good.
They relied heavily on vines.
Vines, lots of vines in this
And
one.
tons of
man.
lightning strikes,
Lots of
guys.
vines.
That stick and bone spider monster looked pretty rad though.
Oh, man. Stick, bone, and fire.
Stick, bone, and fire.
That's my new band, by the way. That it's just
Stick,
the
Bones,
70s.
and
Yeah.
Fire?
Stick Bones and Fire.
Yeah, they're just
Yeah.
a cover band of Earth, Wind, and Fire, though.
No.
Which is really
We're a metal version of Earth, Wind, and Fire.
That's still a cover band. They do metal covers.
yeah.
Get your head out of your ass, Brett.
Oh, you know what? You're kicked out of Stone, Metal, and Fire. What is it called?
I didn't
again?
know I was
Stick-
part of it. You don't even
Well,
know
you're
the
not
name
any
of your-
longer.
Don't even know the name of your own band.
We're always changing, okay? We're evolving.
guys.
So the last witch hunter.
How good was it to have Alfred on loan?
Alfred was the same character. He even had the same like character driving force that Alfred had in Dark Knight Rises, where he wanted Master Bruce to go and like have a life and live instead of being Batman.
By the way, we're talking about Michael Caine.
Michael
Yeah, I
Caine.
was gonna
yeah.
say. Somebody say the actor's name?
But Michael Caine, he had the same driving force as he did in that movie, because he just wanted Vin Diesel to go out and actually live his life instead of being the hero.
So getting back to the film we apparently watched. Film's loose quotes, guys. Come on. The moving pictures that we saw.
I liked
The
this.
moving pictures.
Yeah, kid.
The pictures themselves weren't moving. It was, the pictures
Dylan,
one after another
leave-
that gave the illusion of movement.
That's actually no longer accurate. It was on a projector, so it's
Well,
not-
it's still frames of video.
Guys,
No, it's
we are
not.
talking
Yeah,
tech
it's
here,
digital.
and I
Well, yeah,
want
but
to
there's
shoot
still
myself.
frames. There's still a certain
Oh,
number
okay.
of frames.
Guys,
it's a
so
bunch
we're going
of
to be talking
pictures
about
that are
tech for a
in row.
while. Right now, Ian's talking about pictures and frames, and I'm about to rip my eyes out.
we are
We're waiting,
all
Brett.
waiting with bated breath.
Go ahead, rip your eyes out, Brett. Baby Brett.
I wonder if he'll hate that too.
I'm gonna go out on a
Real
limb
quick and say,
yes.
yeah, name one person who's loved that.
Oedipus?
The biggest masochist ever. I can't remember their name.
How cool was that sword?
Nope.
It was just kind of a sword.
It was a sword, but there was at one point where it got some liquidy crap on it, and it
Yeah.
was lit on fire, and that was, I mean, I guess that was cool.
It like came out of a certain spot, like as if it was like meant to, like
Yeah,
one of those
he
like expensive
He
lighters.
squeezed the thing, and it went out on the rest of the sword.
It had
Yeah.
plus 12 witch damage.
Yes. It would be a witch bane for sure. Cold iron, probably.
And of course, he knows exactly what he's talking about.
Yep, and nobody else does.
There are 3 grown men who spend their Friday nights watching podcasts, sitting in this room with me, and they're
Watching
judging
movies,
me.
recording podcasts. You said watching podcasts.
Ooh, and they're grammar Nazis.
That said, I do watch a few podcasts that also do video, but that's just while I'm working.
So
it's a
my
video cast.
so my favorite part of the movie.
No, we're not
They
doing favorite
also put
parts.
out
Yeah, we can do a
audio
favorite
We're not doing
parts.
structure.
But they
We
put it
can
out on
do
YouTube as well.
some.
Everything is free flowing.
I never said that.
Yes, it is.
No, I didn't. I said
No
I
more
wanted to-
structure. Structure is
Guys,
dead.
this part of the podcast is where they just argue for a while, and
Okay.
I'm just saying. So my favorite part of this film was the gummy bear tree,
Oh, right. I forgot
your
about
favorite
that.
part.
which was like, not real, but I would
wished it was?
love. I would love a gummy.
they were fat ass gummy bears
We
too.
had some gummy.
Big,
We had
yeah.
some gummy bears today
Yeah, we
during
did.
the movie, and my God, I wish I had a tree of them.
Were they Harbos?
Yes,
they were
they're
horrible.
Harbos.
And they weren't as big as they were on screen.
Those were fist-sized ones in
Whoa.
that tree, man.
That is
Whoa,
not
Dylan,
true.
settle.
That's not true, but I wanted them to be. I wanted that tree.
Having had most of the Haribos today, I do not want a tree of Haribos.
Yeah.
And I definitely do not want a tree of alcohol right next to the Haribos. That is not a fun combination.
We differ.
It sounds as
differ,
fun
sir.
as it sounds.
Well, then you can dip the Haribos in like
Soak 'em.
vodka and soak them, and then pull them out later and put them in like another drink.
hey.
Whatever.
There are kids listening to this podcast.
There are not children listening to this podcast.
Name one person listening to this podcast.
No, we,
Benjamin Drake.
He is not alive.
Peace.
Oh,
My
boy.
dad.
Yeah.
He's just petting his dog. Stupid Nim. Ian, favorite part.
Otherwise,
oh, God. I was going to pick the bone spider,
Well,
but we
that's-
already talked about that.
You can
Still
still
favorite
say
part.
it's your favorite part.
Well,
Was
but
it?
it's already been talked about. And also we talked about how the redhead was like the best, like most bearable part of the movie, and she was gonna be my favorite part. But
So that's
hey,
it.
we talked about her.
So that's it.
I think we could
So-
all agree that his female counter. I wish I knew her name.
Was way better than he was.
She was.
Which
was-
version of Mary Jane?
Yeah, she was just fun. Like her character was great, and she
Also,
was
they
cute,
totally
and
saturated up her hair.
Totally.
Yeah, I would have watched this movie without Vin Diesel.
Well,
where she
I
was the
imagine
main character.
I don't know if they saturated up her hair because in Game of Thrones they probably saturate down her hair because it's like a dark show. So it's probably somewhere in the
So
middle.
her hair is actually fire? Is that what you're saying?
It's red.
It's actually
It is red though.
actually fire.
But that being said, I mean,
Okay,
you
how
pair
about-
anyone with Vin Diesel, and Vin Diesel is. I don't think I've ever. This is going to sound like a shot at Vin Diesel, but it's not because I like him.
Uh-oh, shots
but
fired.
Hashtag at Vin Diesel.
hashtag at Vin. That does not what.
Yeah, that was terrible. Hashtag at.
hashtag at. So Vin Diesel doesn't act. Vin Diesel plays Vin Diesel, and then people watch that and they enjoy it.
I think that's every movie.
I mean, it's
he's in.
kind of.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
It's kind of like
it's not true though.
it's kind of like
Is
Nick
it
Cage
not?
though.
No, Vin Diesel plays a version of Vin Diesel. He doesn't
Yeah.
play himself because he's actually got like one of the things I love about Vin Diesel is his voice naturally is about my octave, a little high, a little velvety, but then he gristles it up to make his
Wait,
superhero voice.
Dave, I love that you think your own voice is velvety.
My voice is velvety. Oh yeah,
Have you heard the podcast?
I do. I listen to it over and over.
Just for his voice.
Just at the very beginning. Hello and welcome to the darkest timeline.
Well,
Hello and welcome to the darkest timeline.
Yeah,
Oh,
Dave.
that voice. Nim approves.
Lord Nightshade will have none of these
Okay,
shenanigans.
okay. My favorite part of the movie. Getting back to that,
Oh, yeah.
Vin Diesel's epic dwarf beard.
Damn it.
Right? Oh my god, he had the huge beard with like the 3 braids in it and stuff. Oh, it was so cool. I want a beard like that.
I want to know how he hid that while he was filming the Fast and the Furious movies.
Makeup. Just straight makeup.
I feel like my beard
Tucked it
isn't
into his
long
neck.
enough yet, but
Yeah, your beard's like maybe an inch.
but I could commit for the months it takes to get at least
It'd be like
little ones.
a year.
I don't know. The longest I think I ever had mine was like 10, 12 inches.
I just want to
Really?
have the.
Oh yeah, I did that too.
My
I think
girlfriend
actually
would
mine
kill
was more
me.
like 8, 9 inches, but whatever.
Jeez, guys.
Yeah.
Talking inches here.
No.
The darkest timeline. That was
Hey,
bad.
size doesn't matter.
So yeah,
Oh,
the
God.
beard was fantastic. I wonder like what products he's using.
Well, it was a prosthetic. That would be the product. It was
Fake beard.
the hair factory.
Do you think he can grow a beard?
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally think it can grow a beard.
I don't think he can grow a beard.
Dude,
I don't
he
think so
always
either.
has a ton of stubble and the shape of a beard.
It's all
though.
makeup.
I think it's tattooed on.
It's
I think it is.
no, it's like hyper masculinity for because he plays.
he's been all his eyebrows, his stubble. It's all tattooed on. He's just been going
Guys.
through chemotherapy for like a dozen years.
Guys, I've got it. He has alopecia. And he is just bald from head to toe.
I'm sorry, alopecia?
Yeah.
What's
I have
that?
no idea what that
He's
is.
that
Oh,
guy from-
alopecia is the disease where you lose every single
I mean, I kind of
hair
figured
in your
that.
body. Yeah.
It's that dude from Powder.
Yeah.
The one who can shoot lightning out of his hands.
Well, okay, alopecia people are not completely white, and
Not
they also
all
don't
of them
shoot-
can shoot lightning.
Yeah,
That's a good 50%.
they can read your mind though. So
the
watch
Venn
out.
diagram of that is only about halfway.
Yeah. Meanwhile, all of them can do the mind reading. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Brett, did you like anything in this movie?
Oh no, I did not.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay,
So,
Dave.
Dave, did you like anything in this movie?
yes,
Cool.
all the things you have mentioned already, I've loved.
Rementioned, Amber.
Rementioned.
Yeah, 1.5
Bone
beers,
Spider,
guys.
Bone Spider
redheaded
was
girl,
great.
awesome
Redheaded girl was
beard.
great. Awesome beard was great. The fact that it was a role playing game, basically, was awesome.
Pretty much
It made the
saved the
movie.
movie.
It was a critical hit there. But
It rolled a natural 20.
yes, it was a nat 20 for sure. But I'm gonna go. I like named swords. I think
Named
named
swords.
swords is classy. And this, he had Hexenbane.
Hexenbane, yeah.
And actually, he didn't name it. Those he slayed with it named it.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So, like, if I had a sword, I'd want it
Which means he wasn't creative enough to come up with Hexenbane.
800 years. Couldn't come up with Witch Killer for his witch killing sword.
Well, I assume it wasn't named last week.
So I want a named sword.
Well, I mean, you want to kill enough people with a sword that other people name it for you, because you don't want to seem like an who names your own shit.
No, I could immediately see Dave buying a sword online and be like, IW Sylvia.
Let's go out and kill people,
I'm-
Sylvia.
I dubbed the eBay purchase number 10468.
Only that many? I feel like you've done more.
I feel like he just takes it out of its sheath to open his letters.
You receive a package every day in the mail.
You laugh, but now I'm gonna go onto Amazon, buy myself a little sword letter opener.
Please,
Oh,
And
please get it as a
name
replica of the sword in this
and
movie.
then name it.
And watch you run around the office. I am Nim.
It's called the podcast
Nim
Bane.
does not use a sword. Nim uses a bow and perhaps
Oh.
a rapier of mercy.
A raper of mercy.
Rapier.
A
Jesus.
rapier of mercy.
God,
Dave,
come
I
on, it's
can't
a kind of
believe you.
fencing blade.
Boy, guys.
I studied fencing.
That's European history.
Oh yeah.
That's not just
that's
like
what we need to know.
witchcraft.
Oh boy.
Sorry, did you ever study fencing, Brett?
Oh, loved
Are you
it.
that
yeah.
awesome?
Oh yeah, fencing 102. Got a C
Didn't have
minus.
a 1-0 anything. It was just fencing.
Yep, straight to it.
C minus.
I
Wow.
actually I kind of did have slightly a favorite of this movie.
What's that?
Oh, really?
It was the bar.
The bar was cool.
That was
Just made me feel like I can get a good drink
The
there.
hipster witch bar?
The
Yeah.
hipster witch bar. That was
Every
way
single
hipster.
witch in there was a huge hipster.
Yeah, and it was
kinda-
like straight out of Soho somewhere.
Kind of douchey. Like,
Oh,
hey,
definite
lady, you want to
douche.
do a love shot with me?
Yeah,
She's
It's
like, I'm not looking for love today.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
it's
But
filled
she
with
found it.
it's filled with dudes that sell like hedge funds and like girls who try to marry like guys in their 60s.
Magic head funds and magic guys in their 60s.
Oh boy,
Which they age well.
sure do.
Yeah. I mean,
as long
Vin
as they
Diesel
have
was
some kind
800.
of crystal
good
that
point.
keeps them looking okay, or whatever
Yeah.
that one thing was for
The
that
magical
lady.
Mentos.
Yeah, the magical Mentos.
They're magical.
And Mentos.
Okay.
Freshens your breath.
What'd you hate?
Oh, what I hate.
Yeah, what'd you hate?
Let's
Yeah,
start
what's
with
the
me,
one
guys.
thing you hated most? 'Cause
Yeah.
you can't take everything because we got to go still too. Maybe he should go last. I'm thinking he should go last.
Yeah, gonna need some time on that one. Oh boy.
Yeah, well, you know. I didn't like Frodo in this movie.
Good.
He was hardly in it.
No, he was in it too much.
I didn't like him. I didn't, well, because Dave called early on that he was a traitor, and everything he
I think
did.
we all called it. I thought the same.
Well, he said it first.
Oh.
Or he said it loudest, so everyone
probably.
remembers it more.
But like
he's a
everything he did, nothing was trying to like lead you in a direction that he was trustworthy or not. It was
Yeah.
just down the middle.
Yeah.
It was like he's kind of suspicious, but maybe he's a good guy. I don't know. So it never made you care about him or like actually have an opinion.
Yeah.
And then he has the audacity to only wear turtlenecks.
Yeah, he had a lot of turtlenecks.
How
on.
trustworthy
man.
is a man in a turtleneck?
Not.
Not very.
What,
no.
you wouldn't trust Sterling Archer?
Nope.
What about Steve Jobs?
No.
You are an Android fan.
I am an Android fan, yes.
You're an Android man.
I used to have turtlenecks.
And I wouldn't have trusted you.
But it was for going to places where it snowed or something, and I'd have that on and then like a giant coat.
Or to rob a bank.
Yeah, those two.
Yeah.
Of course, that'd be a really huge turtleneck, and I'd bring the collar all the way up, and it had eye holes in it, and I'd tie it off with a rubber band on top.
So you look like an uncircumcised penis.
The stupidest idea. And it would totally work.
It'd be the dumbest looking thing, but it is fantastic.
It did. I mean, it would.
Here.
It sounds like a joke from Freddy Got Fingers.
No.
Don't
You're the
you-
one who made it sound like it was.
Also,
Well.
don't bring up that movie.
and I'm the one getting my hand slapped for
but
callbacks.
and then
Yes.
Frodo just at the very end he's killed by hubris.
By the
Because
way,
he's like,
we're talking about Elijah Wood.
that's Frodo.
I know, but I'm saying we should tell actors' names here if we know them.
The first shot of this movie was from The Lord of the Rings, so I don't care.
That's true. They were in the
But
frozen north.
he's killed by hubris because he's, I don't know, angry that he wasn't born with magic, so he joined the people that kill witches, and then at the very end there he takes redhead chick hostage, and he's like, "Give me magic, witch queen."
you cannot make gold out of clay.
Yeah,
That's what he said.
But
Yeah,
I can
that's
make
what she
flies
said.
coming out of everywhere.
But he just, that's like the downfall of so many villains. That they're like, I want this thing that I know I can have, so I'm going to trust all the wrong people to
Yeah.
get it.
and then they're going
And
to kill
then
me
they-
after saying, I can't give that to you anyway. Sorry.
Yeah, and then he died.
Kind of a big loophole too would be he was holding the witch in his hands. Wouldn't she just be like, "Oh, guess what? Spell, you're done."
Well, it depends on what kind of witch she was. Movie's logic, Brett. Get over it.
It's terrible.
And if I was a witch, I'd probably want a stable of non-magical people to just go around and get me Pepsis and things like that.
Sure, yeah. Everyone's got to have a gopher.
Yeah. I'm out of toilet paper. Go.
Yes, I've killed for you. I
Why
shall
is that
get
the
you
first
two-ply.
She'll get you 2 ply, not prison ply. 2.
Prison ply?
It's 1 ply.
I get it.
I believe that would be
Half
public
ply?
space ply.
Oh boy. Pie.
Ply.
Ply.
Somebody said pie. Everybody, take a
Public
slice.
space pie. That sounds weird.
That would, depending on where it's offered, it could be wonderful. Or
that's
not to be
just
had.
pie they serve on the International Space Station.
Oh, it's actually that's also served at the hipster witch bar.
Goes well with those witch drinks.
Hey, I want a love bomb and some cherry pie.
Yeah. I see everybody digging into that pie over there. Let me get a slice.
Great, Dave. What'd you hate?
I didn't hate much.
Oh.
Hate's a bad thing to keep inside.
What did
of
you dislike,
Why
Dave?
let it all out?
What rubbed you just a little the wrong way?
This movie just kept going.
Yeah,
And it felt like it could have stopped a few times. And every time they try to ratchet up the stakes, they don't do it enough.
Yeah.
And they keep coming back to the same stakes, except with a different veneer on it.
They half ratchet and then it comes loose.
Yeah, and it bothered me. And honestly, cool stuff can be. They clearly had the budget. They clearly had CGI up the wazoo. They had a cast of people who knew how to act. Why wasn't this movie better? It should have been better.
Well, it is based on a D&D character.
Exactly. You're making. Although I will tell you, it is better than D&D the movie.
They made a movie?
Yes.
that was ages ago.
Yeah. It
What
killed.
about that terrible looking movie Diablo that's coming out?
That is not.
Or I'm sorry, not Diablo.
World of Warcraft?
Yeah, there we go.
World of
the other.
Warcraft.
It's just
that
Warcraft.
one,
yeah.
Warcraft.
that one looks like a woofer.
Yep.
Oh,
That's probably gonna be like. Yeah.
that's gonna end up in the darkest timeline eventually.
We'll see.
Eventually, it might be an accident someday.
Yeah, good.
Another happy
Okay, that's what makes me
accident.
more pissed about this. This was an accident.
Yeah, this is just a happy accident.
Not happy.
It's happy.
You can't hate everything, Brett.
Yes,
Loosen
I
up.
can.
Loosen up.
No.
How are you married?
Ugh.
Jeez, that was rough sounding.
Whatever.
Okay, my least favorite part. I am going to go with. There it was. I'm going to go with. Remember the blind guy?
Yeah.
Yes.
When the blind guy died,
Butterfly blind.
or not when he died because he was resurrected into the witch or whatever. They used his body for crap. When he was abducted from that alleyway, and you know he's blind, and the dude who's abducting him knows he's blind, and he like takes off the dude's glasses and shoves him over into the dark stuff, and then some stuff just shoots out of walls and
Vines.
wraps around him.
More
Yeah,
vines.
There were vines with mouths, but I didn't like where it was going,
Yeah. It was like
and just grabbing onto him, pulling him away. And the guy who was abducting him said, "Enjoy the shadows." The dude was blind. He doesn't know what shadows look like. That's just a move. He
Well-
can't see.
Well, to his credit, maybe he was only blind recently.
he was a level 14 warlock.
That is true.
Yeah.
Does that go with blindness?
But he couldn't see. And so he couldn't enjoy the shadows. Because he couldn't see them.
His eyes were glowing. I wouldn't be surprised if he had
Well, that's
some
it. All
ocular
witches' eyes
replacements.
glowed.
But
Didn't you
his were
notice that in the
blue.
movie?
Yeah.
Well, that's because
Also-
he was blind.
So
All blind people have blue eyes.
was
that
the
glow.
Witch Queen blind then?
No. Well, she looked like she had some deep cataracts.
He could have had sea magic. There's like eyes that you can
See magic?
You can like pop out your eyes and put in magic eyes.
Dave, you're nerding it up pretty hardcore right now.
I feel like it is my job as the ambassador of nerd to nerd it
Also,
up.
he said, "Enjoy the shadows." This took place at night.
Yeah, true.
Well, there can still be shadows at night. There
tit
are
for
still
tat.
standalone
Just doesn't sound like
lights.
something you would say in a dark alley already. Enjoy the
Enjoy the
shadows
shadows
that
I
are already there.
am.
Yeah,
there was a dark shadow behind him.
that's
well,
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
but that was magically dark,
well, it got
it?
darker.
I think.
I don't know.
There's already a shadow, and then it got dark. It's terrible, guys. Don't watch this movie.
Here's another thing: the magic system. The magic system did not work.
Yeah, it was
They-
flawed.
Yeah, it was really vague about its rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyone could really probably do anything at any time.
Yep.
Especially with Vin Diesel constantly harping on about like you're more powerful than you know.
Yeah.
You know that whole thing.
And then she gets kidnapped by Elijah Wood, who has 0 powers. He just has like a 9mm.
Right? Why didn't she just jump into his head? And
That's what I'm saying.
Murder,
Just throw a little
right?
psh, psh on him. That's all it took. Just a little gotcha.
As much as I didn't like the script for this movie, I'm glad you didn't write it.
Well, guys, I gotta punch up this novel a little bit.
Okay, so Brett,
Yeah, I hated it.
you're
What?
finally okay. Is that it?
Oh,
Come on,
yeah.
Arbiter of Hate, wow us.
So you know what? Honestly, the thing I hated the most in this movie was the lightning strikes. There was so many of them. There was
didn't
so
notice.
there was so many. There was like I started getting like dizzy and sick. I did have a lot of vodka, but I started like
Might
feeling,
have been that.
Well, no, it was the lightning strikes, guys. Yeah, like anytime anybody was like, "Oh, magic's happening! Here comes a storm out of nowhere," happened on the plane, happened in the middle of the movie for who knows what reason. It did none of it make any sense.
Well,
The third,
on the plane, it was because of magic.
well, yes, but blah. And the last time
There's
was
a reason.
it was bad. He was like, "You put these crystals together. No wonder why there's a storm." It's like, yeah, okay. And then the last reason was they were like down in that little weird tunnel with Elijah Wood and the gun, and then the
Right.
dirty witch.
It's the crystals from the airplane.
She still had those crystals.
He had those crystals.
Oh, he had those
He
crystals.
put them together and he threw them in the puddle, and then it did the thing. That was
Because-
So dumb.
Witches only die when you have lightning and fire, which is not D&D canon. I don't know why they decided to do
yeah, that was weird.
Wait, it has to be lightning and
I
fire.
think it has to be fire.
that.
I
Or
don't think
fire,
lightning was
fire and
like
steel. I'm sorry, fire and steel.
fire and steel.
So the
yeah.
lightning still has no purpose.
Well, that's gonna be.
Well, it was going to be the fire.
that's probably
the
one
fire
of his
and
like
steel.
D&D campaign's custom rules.
Yeah, but didn't he always carry like a Zippo with him?
I think he had one at one point. I don't care. Was he a smoker?
Yeah,
It's
I
like-
don't know.
it's
I
like-
feel like,
he used it-
Vin Diesel's more of a vapor.
He.
Yeah, yes, he is.
Oh, we get it, you vape.
Yeah, he was carrying around a lighter to like test for magic. I
Yes, I
guess.
feel like he would have. I don't know. Whatever. Blah.
I just feel the opening sequence happens 800 years ago, and they kill the Witch Queen for the first time, and they have steel and they put fire on the blades of the swords in order to kill her. And I remember thinking,
I think it's iron.
Iron, okay.
Iron now.
But I remember thinking to myself, man, I'm sure glad this isn't in present day because we have flamethrowers now. It would be so easy to
Yeah, but not steel flamethrowers.
Well, yeah, but we could
Put some bullets on fire.
put a machine gun and a flamethrower,
Well,
put some
also-
duct tape.
There's
Let's get serious about
metal
it.
everywhere now.
Right.
Like a witch couldn't like turn on an old heater.
Wait, it's not heat. It's got to be flame.
Well, yeah, but an
but
old
she
heater
couldn't
is gas
touch
heater.
an old heater. She couldn't touch it because it'd be made of iron.
Yeah.
This movie sucked.
Or like touch a lot of doorknobs.
No, they can touch
Can
it.
you open that door for
Especially
me?
can't-
in New
they-
York.
Yeah.
They can't be cut by flaming iron. That has to be
Was it
flame
specifically flaming
because Redhead McLady had all sorts of jewelry on her.
That could have been nickel.
Yeah, and Vin Diesel's not that
The
funny.
magic Mentos was in something around a person's neck. It's not metal. It has to be metal, iron, and fire.
Okay.
Oh.
You know what else was awesome?
That Vin Diesel fixed watches as a hobby.
That was such a douche.
Yeah.
It was so dumb. I'm immortal, so I fix pocket watches.
Because I like to watch time fly.
Or just pass
Alright.
by.
The world tree.
Well, he probably made a
Little tree.
pretty penny off that.
Never really mentioned, but that giant tree in the beginning, clearly Yggdrasil, the world tree
Yes.
from like Norse mythology.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
North.
Guys,
That.
Ian is drunk.
No, I'm not. I haven't had hardly a thing.
I see you drinking Diet Lemon Lime.
Yeah. Diet lemon
what is it?
lime.
The World Tree?
Actually,
The
it's
world
empty.
tree.
Yggdrasil.
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 Also,
It's
consult
Norse.
the doctor before taking Yggdrasil.
Side effects are you might like this movie.
Side effects are immortality, but you got to keep a witch heart alive.
Immortality, giganticism, may cause flies.
Yggdrasil.
Yggdrasil. Yggdrasil.
So,
Yggdrasil. It's a very strange Norse word.
well, so
And
you
listen, even
mentioned
they hate it.
so you mentioned the world tree,
Yeah, the world tree.
and I said it was called Yggdrasil,
Yggdrasil,
and it's from Norse mythology.
North mythology.
Norse.
North. What I said?
You said north.
A common
Norse
mistake.
mythology.
In fact, the derivative of the word north is Norse.
Guys, I'm going to be taking a nap for a little bit. Wake me up later.
What did you have something for that? An idea, a thought?
Did you just like the tree? Was that it?
That's a big old tree.
That tree was awesome.
Good job, nature.
That tree needed a little help.
Well, it was lit on fire.
It did not bloom. It was
No.
infested with pine beetles.
It was probably
It was
winter.
also the home of the Witch Queen. Probably didn't help.
Yeah, I just wanted to say it was cool.
Yeah. Also, according to Norse mythology, if the world tree dies, I'm pretty sure we're all dead too. So this was all a dying dream of a dying world.
Guys, I just woke up. Are you guys still talking about this stuff? or-
Shut up, Brett. Go back to sleep.
Great.
So let's move on with the podcast without Brett.
The world tree was awesome. I think the pine beetles are going to be a problem. I think the fact that it's infested with witches is going to not bode well for all of humanity.
Didn't look like much of a pine tree, though.
But all in all,
Oak.
I wish
Was
we
it
had.
infested with witches?
I think so.
I think it just had the
It was
I think it
lousy
was-
with witches.
Was it? I feel like they only really had the, and then there was like some evil things. Were there people?
Yeah, no, those were the mind assassins. Mind assassins.
Mine sassies.
The mind assassins.
I think there should be an equal and opposite world tree.
That was a plot thread that just kind of fizzled.
The mind assassins.
The mind assassins.
Yes,
By the way,
sir.
there were mind assassins. Here's your history. Use your power, and then maybe we'll mention this later.
And no need for it because they do not explain the magic system well enough.
No.
She
It
could
was
just
like-
be like, "Oh, every
there
witch
was-
can do this."
There was Vin Diesel saying, "I was like, there's a secret about the mind witches that no one knows. They don't need a mind potion."
What?
Thanks for that information, Vin Diesel, so that we could progress the plot after failing to get the mind potion again.
On the third time, they just do the thing they could have done
Well, he
Yeah.
didn't know she was a mind person.
No, he did.
Oh,
He
no,
did for a
well,
while before he told her that.
He knew after she saved him from his own mind prison.
Yeah.
And you guys still think this is a pretty decent movie?
I never said that. Why are you putting
Dave
words in
did.
it?
I think it's Lord Nightshade approved.
It's like
Lord Night. Oh yes.
Shade.
it's okay, but it drags.
Yeah, it's okay,
a
but it
slow-
drags.
It drags, and
It
every
sucks.
fight scene is short. All the action is
terrible.
short, but the movie drags slowly in between them.
Right.
So it's kind of weird.
I believe they call it a poorly written script. I think.
Yeah. The fighting was not good.
Well, I feel like that's really just an
Except-
overreaching DM.
Except that bone spider. His 12 seconds of fight were pretty cool.
Yeah, it was just okay. It looked like a pile of sticks.
Sticks and bones and a fire.
Meh.
Hold on a second.
So what about D&D campaign? You guys in?
Nope.
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 Lord Nim can go.
We based it on the Witch Hunter universe.
No.
Because then we could all be mages and do literally whatever we want.
We're going 5th edition. Straight D&D.
Oh.
So, Brett.
Yeah. No, I'm out.
Nope. No, let's not talk about that.
Okay, good.
How would you fix this movie since you hated it so much?
Oh, burn it. Just burn it. Straight burn it.
Just like Idrisil.
What?
The
Idris,
tree.
The tree.
We just talked about that.
You forgot the name already?
Thought it was like an allergy medicine.
Yeah. Idrisil, if burning occurs, please consult your doctor.
Idrisil.
I would add more action. I would elongate the fight scenes and make it drag less in between them.
Yeah, I think that would have maybe saved the movie for me, where it would have been like, okay, I could.
If it was
I could
actually
watch
more
that.
exciting.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure that Vin Diesel is capable of snappy patter, so we couldn't speed it up too much.
Well,
know what
he
I-
doesn't have to talk.
No,
Just make him not talk.
I mean, just compress the time in between the
Yeah,
fights.
I don't need the story about like what witches eat in the morning and stuff. Like, just let it go.
I don't
Did
think
they
anyone
have
ever
one?
ate
Guys,
anything
it's an
ever.
exaggeration. Oh, let's get literal about it.
Well,
Ooh.
you know, Vin Diesel did eat a cherry once, but he swallowed it whole because
Like a duck.
because he does not chew to preserve his perfect teeth.
Right. Well, he has soft teeth. I mean, it's
Like a baby's.
Yeah, it's like soap. They're like soap. You gotta be real gentle with those.
In fact,
guys.
he just paints his gums white.
Yeah, with whiteout. Just
Oh God, that's creepy. Oh,
All right.
gross.
I know what I would do to make this movie better. We take out Frodo.
Not better, the best. And add in Legolas?
No, we take out Frodo and we put in a comic relief character, like someone really good and funny. Because this movie
you watch
Chris
Misfits?
Rock.
You watch Misfits? Did
Yeah.
you watch Misfits? The Irish guy from the first couple of seasons of Misfits.
Yeah,
That guy.
Right.
That'd be
him
awesome.
in.
Because this movie takes itself entirely too seriously.
Oh yeah,
I don't approve.
it's
I
way
don't
into
approve.
itself.
So I would take the comedy relief would have to be good. It
You
would
could
have,
put in Tracy Morgan.
Wow, what was that?
That was kind of supposed to be Tracy
that,
Morgan.
I thought that was a pretty good
Hey.
Tracy Morgan meets Christopher Walken. That's what
What?
that was.
A hybrid person?
Are you replacing Vin Diesel with
No,
Christopher
I
Walken?
think that's
What-
your impersonation.
Your impersonation
Oh.
was Tracy Morgan / Christopher Walken.
You
Maybe
know,
Tracy Morgan doing Christopher Walken doing a Tracy Morgan impression.
I'll take it.
Tracy Walken.
So first, I'd get a nice comic relief character in there, make it a little lighter in tone.
Yeah.
I would then explain the rules of limit the magic to something very simple that we could all understand, because we don't know the rules, and therefore it was just people running around throwing magic at each other. Not cool.
It was
For
like
instance,
that.
the level 14 warlock total got taken out immediately.
Level 14 is not to be messed with. I mean,
Well, in this movie, it might have been like
Yeah.
entry level for all I
it's
know.
3/4 of the way there, man.
What's the number you got to reach? 20?
20 is usually the
It's
highest.
widely accepted as the cap. I have no idea what I'm talking about. No, Dave, don't go into D&D rules right now.
I'm shutting up.
Okay,
Oh,
great.
okay.
And we're moving on.
Fix the movie.
You can't.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
kidding.
impossible. No, it's impossible.
Well, no, I mean you could. I mean, I would just, I'd basically do what you wanted to do. Maybe I'd put the redhead chick in more of it.
That's a cop-out.
No.
Don't reference the last movie.
I just said a phrase. You guys connected it to another movie.
Really, with that face you made, like, oh god.
You looked at us like you wanted us to connect it to something
No,
else.
he looked like he was like like he had a secret. Like, I've got something I didn't tell you. It was terrible.
I guarantee.
Replace Vin Diesel with Bruce Willis. Replace Elijah Wood with Tracy Morgan. It's gold.
Bruce Willis is bald.
That's
It'd
true.
work.
Actually, we could replace Elijah Wood with Bruce Willis
You could place Elijah Wood with anybody. A dog.
and
Oh.
put him in more of it, maybe, or take him out
pets!
entirely.
Yeah, take him out.
It's what saved I Am Legend.
Oh God, I hate
Give
that movie
everyone
too.
a lapdog and give all of the lapdogs a different personality.
And give those lapdogs.
Did you like that Will Smith was I Am Legend?
I did.
Oh, I
That's
did
a
not like
different
that casting.
It's a different podcast.
I know, but I did not like that casting.
I've never seen that movie.
We don't talk about good movies here, Brett.
Well, that's why I'm talking about Legend.
I thought people like that. I've never seen it.
People
was
doesn't
mixed.
mean it's good. You know what I'd like to do? I'd like to go to Vin Diesel's house and look through his DVD collection. I guarantee you, it's just packed full of movies.
Dude, he probably has the complete series of the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon. I guarantee it.
Yep. It's probably got a really nice entertainment
Yo,
system.
Vin, if you ever hear this, tweet at us and tell us if that's true or not. I just want to know.
Vin, if you do, I want to come play D&D with you. And these three heathens
I would
don't.
be willing.
Can I tell you the only true trivia I have about Vin Diesel that I know? Is I was driving on the 5 freeway south, and I was stuck in dead stop traffic because of an accident, and Vin Diesel pulled up next to me on the shoulder, and I looked at him.
Like on a motorcycle or in a car?
No, in a car.
Yeah.
I looked. He had a really dope looking BMW. It was like 2-door, real slick, like one I've never seen for sale. And like I looked, and he turns, and I make eye contact with him, and immediately he just goes all the way down the shoulder, like this traffic. Went all the way and then got off on Los Feliz.
How do you know it was him?
You could see his face. Have you ever seen another guy that looks just like Vin Diesel?
Bald and white?
Guarantee he's not white.
Finish that sentence, Dave.
I'm looking at some right now.
Do these twins look like they're Vin Diesel or?
Hey, man, I'm not bald. I'm balding.
Hey,
It's
call your brother
different.
out.
Bald. Vin Diesel, I don't think is bald. I think that's a choice.
Yeah?
No.
Yeah, I think so.
Uh-uh.
I would not be surprised if he just
I would be surprised
bald.
if he just decided to grow his hair and it was like a, I don't know, straight crew cut. or
glorious
something.
mane.
Yeah, glorious mane. Flock of flow. What if it was blonde? Ooh, that would be
What if,
spooky.
what if it was curly?
What if he's a redhead?
That'd be hilarious if it was curly and red, but really bright. Like a deep but bright red. Like you could see it from a mile away. Like he could never get lost in the forest. Where's Vin? There he is. No, don't worry about it. He couldn't play hide and seek.
No,
He's a walking, living human
If he hides
torch.
under a rock,
Well,
it glows red.
unless-
That kind of red.
Unless it's the fall. in
Oh
a
yeah,
forest.
he can win everything.
He would win in hide and go seek.
Well,
then.
it's the tree that looks the most fall is the one he's hiding behind.
He could hide in a Christmas tree and you wouldn't even have to buy lights.
What if he and Carrot Top are related and he just shaved it off to make a distinction?
Well, yeah, because he looks exactly like Carrot Top.
Yeah,
If you
that's what I was
shaved,
just thinking too.
if you shaved Carrot Top down, he'd look. You would
Well, wait.
could tell apart from.
Have
Vin
you
Diesel.
seen Carrot Top recently? That guy is ripped.
Yeah.
Well,
Recently, last
that's
20
been, like-
years of his life.
It's been a long time that he's
Really?
been
He's been ripped like that?
since I was like a kid, dude.
Oh yeah, but you're real young.
But still, it's been at least like 12, 13 years.
I'm sorry, guys. I do not follow Carrot Top closely.
Neither do we.
Oh,
I have a
Yeah,
hypothesis about Carrot Top.
Why have we moved on to
Eckhart Carrot Top?
Because we're letting the podcast breathe and takes us to different
Yeah.
places.
It's like a fine wine here.
Choking it.
I don't
that's
think
fine.
Carrot Top has red hair anymore. I think he's bald.
No.
Yeah, it's a wig.
No. No.
He's old now.
I
Like he
think
should be
you're
redhead.
reaching.
You know who? You know who is?
I think you're reaching.
You know who is bald?
No, this is like a genuine. I'm not trying to be funny here. I really think that's the case.
I don't know.
I haven't seen him in forever, so I don't even know.
That's kind of his
Also, I don't care enough to look it up. So I
carrot
would never
enough.
No, he just said Karen.
Guys, I'm reaching.
Yes. Yes, you
Okay.
are.
So yeah, redheaded Vin Diesel with curly hair. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's think of a way we should.
I would like to change my answer, and that is how I would fix this movie.
Redheaded,
curly-haired Vin Diesel.
And possibly blush up his cheeks.
Would you
too.
call him? Would you call him then Vin Kerosene or something weird?
That sounds weird.
It's kind of like the cheaper version of Diesel. It's like
Well,
kerosene, lamp oil, Vin lamp oil.
Well, it'd still be Vin Diesel. It's his name. You just be Vin Diesel with a
Vin,
crazy hairdo.
well, as we're wrapping up the podcast, was there anything else you'd like to say about this movie?
That's the ending.
I'm just saying, just one last thing. Is there anything else you want to say about this movie?
Redheaded witch hipster.
Uh huh.
In that last scene,
Yep.
that shade of lipstick was not good on her.
That's true. That's
No,
true.
didn't work.
Broken hand sign language is rad.
What?
When Vin Diesel broke his hand getting out of those handcuffs, and then his hand did a
Quickly
bunch of really creepy movements in CGI. That was pretty messed up.
And that was actually very well done, I thought.
Yeah, I was a fan of that, and also disgusted. But if all sign language was like that, I think we would have a little more respect for the deaf.
What, do you not have respect for the deaf?
I phrased that poorly. I admit
But
that.
none of them are listening.
Oh, God.
All right.
You went there.
All right, guys.
Okay.
This has been the last episode of the Darkest Time.
Is there anything you have left to say, Brett?
Brad.
Brett?
Oh, threw me for a loop when you're looking right at Dave there.
That's because I said
Brett?
the wrong name.
Brian, Bruce,
Well, Sneaky Vod has to say.
don't ever talk about yourself in the third person.
I would have to say, oh God, no matter how much vodka you put in your drink, this does not help. It is a sleep fest, crap movie.
You didn't
Don't-
sleep this time. You slept last time.
Did I?
Yeah.
Wow, I forgot.
Well, yeah, listen to the podcast. We talk about stuff, and you're like, yeah, they never did that. And we're like, yeah, they did. And you're like, oh.
Oh crap. Well, I did forget some of the stuff in this movie too. Maybe I did fall asleep.
No, you didn't.
Well,
I was keeping
with
an
my
eye
eyes
on
open.
you this time.
Oh, that's real creepy, guys.
What about you, Dave?
I like this movie better than Cop Out.
Well, yeah.
I like this movie better than any of the Daredevil movies.
I like the Daredevil movies better.
Oh, you-
Perhaps maybe
including-
Punisher would give it a run for its money.
I
Punisher
like Punisher better than this
Yeah,
movie.
for sure.
But this is for a lot of the Darkest Timeline. This is pretty high up there.
Yeah, I think this wasn't a terrible movie.
It
I
was
think-
slow and had some bad action.
You know what? I would
But,
call this? I would call this a happy accident.
It was a happy accident, guys.
I
Hey,
brought it back.
I got a question. Where would you rate this? Like, what movie would you rate this just above and just below?
I would put it under Punisher
I would too.
because I really like the Punisher. And I would put it just over Escape from L.A.
Oh, Escape from LA is the number one for me out of all the movies we've watched so far.
Because I think Escape from L.A. was a worse movie.
Oh, okay. So I got it. It would be. I messed it up. Punisher would be above it, and Sorority Boys would be right under it.
Oh,
I agree with that rating.
That's good. That's good.
Where's Escape from LA in that rating? Above Punisher?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Escape from LA was just fun.
Yeah.
I guess it was. I need to watch it again.
the more
it's
I
been
s-
too long.
yeah.
Oh boy, don't watch that movie again.
The more time I get away from that movie, the more I think it was a happy
Yeah,
accident.
that's what nostalgia is.
Yeah.
Well, in any case, go to DTLPodcast.com, and from there you can get to our Facebook and Stitcher and iTunes accounts.
And Twitter.
And find us
Twitter.
on LinkedIn.
No, we're not on LinkedIn. So like and subscribe on any of those and all of those. And
Please.
send us comments because we'll reply to them, and no one's done that yet. So
Yeah.
please do it.
We will 100% turn that into a thing.
It's gonna feel so awkward when we have our first comment.
Yeah, because we're just going to shit all over
Yeah.
it.
That first comment's going to be stop doing the podcast.
And our reply will be fine, and that'll be the last episode.
Actually, it's great that we said that because when that does come up, it'd be like, yeah, real original. You must listen to the show.
Oh, we have a current listener just going on. Yeah, let's do this.
Oh
Well,
so-
With that, I think it's safe to say that we're done with this edition of we don't need to watch a trailer. We did that last time.
We're done.
Next time, we are
yeah.
actually going to watch A Good Day to Die Hard,
The theatrical cut,
the theatrical
which is why
cut.
we're having trouble.
Yeah.
Is there a director's cut?
There's an
Yes.
extended cut. It's not called the director's cut.
Only it cut out too.
It cuts like 3 minutes of stuff out and adds 6.5 minutes of stuff. And mostly it just adds like people walk around longer in shots.
Oh,
pretty
that's
much.
terrible.
Yeah.
And they cut out some stuff that actually connects it to the previous movie.
Wow, so the extended cut sounds like the darkest timeline compared to the other one.
Well,
But we
I
wanna
want to
watch
watch
the
the
theatrical one.
theatrical.
Oh, okay. All right, aficionados.
Yeah, we want to see what the offering of the studios was originally,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Not the creative vision of the director.
No.
Even if
The
it's not
offering of the
creative.
studio.
Yeah.
Well, that's the end of this happy accident on the darkest timeline.
Like and subscribe. DTL Podcast out.
I'll need more Snowdonia or Hawkweed to mix another memory potion.